Kevin Durant has been officially traded to the Houston Rockets. The Phoenix Suns traded Kevin Durant for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and the number 10th pick in the 2025 draft, along with 5 second-round picks. Of course, we all know the highly rumored trades for Kevin Durant. The 3 preferred destinations for him was Miami, Minnesota, and then Houston. This is a very shocking trade, in my opinion, for me, because for me is what Houston gave up. I was honestly really surprised to see Jalen Green get traded. I was even more surprised to see the Rockets were willing to give up on him after just one season in the playoffs. I feel like every player always starts off with a disappointing playoff. You can't expect a lot from a 23-year-old for the first time, especially going up against the Golden State Warriors, who have the most experience in the last 10 years in the playoffs. So I feel like it was pretty harsh to give up on him. But of course, when you just look at it from an overall perspective, giving up Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks for Kevin Durant to win a championship now, of course, you're getting a top 15 player of all time. And it's really hard to say no to that. But my official grades I'll give is the Rockets. I give them an A-. Of course, the thing that's holding me back is giving up Jalen Green. I would have preferred if they were able to keep him and maybe trade Jabari or Reed Shepherd. But I guess the Rockets didn't see a future with him, I guess. But, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if you see a James Harden type story with Jalen Green. And at the making of this video, there's still news broke that the Suns are looking to reroute Jalen Green to a different team. So the Suns... this trade has still not been officially completed just yet. There's still more pieces to be moved. And then on the Sun side, I give them an A+. I think Jalen Green is easily the best young star or young player that the Rockets were offering, that the Suns were able to get. Obviously, the best probably would have been Amen Thompson. They were never giving up Amen. It was either Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore. And I feel like out of all those players, Jalen Green is the best player. He's 23 years old, just averaged 20 as well. And I think he has a very bright future. I think he's easily the best asset the Suns could have got, and they got him. They got back Dillon Brooks, an all-defensive caliber player. He could shoot the 3, bring that grit to any playoff team. And obviously the Suns, they're still looking to compete for a playoff, so he's the perfect addition in Phoenix. And then to also get the 10th overall pick, I feel like it's a cherry on top for Phoenix, because you have to remember, KD is 37. He's an aging superstar. He also didn't want to be in Phoenix anymore. So regardless of what Phoenix got, KD, he was not going to be a part of that team next season. So if any, the Suns walked away with a massive haul in return, in my opinion. To get also the 10th pick in a very, I would say a very top-heavy draft, but there could be some sleepers with the 10th pick. There's going to be plenty of good choices at the 10th pick. So to also get that is amazing. And then, of course, 5 second-round picks. They could, obviously, most likely they'll use a lot of these in other trades. I assume that Phoenix probably isn't done. They probably still need an answer at point guard. Maybe if they could improve their center position. So for the 5 second-round picks, they could definitely be using them in trades, or who knows, they could drop them as well, since the Phoenix doesn't have a lot of their picks anyways. But overall, I think this trade definitely does put Houston in that contender realm going into next season, because a starting lineup of Van Vliet, Amen, KD, Tari or Jabari, and then Sengun is definitely a very, very good team. KD will answer a lot of their problems, including the shooting, including a go-to bucket getter when it matters the most. Definitely did lose a little bit of defense with Dillon Brooks, of course, but KD he's no slouch on the defensive end. Even though he's a little bit older, he could still hold his own. So I think they still kept that defensive edge as well. KD, of course, he doesn't have to do all the scoring. You still got Sengun, you got Van Vliet. So KD, he could still hold his own, and I think this definitely does put the Rockets in contender territory. And I think they're going to be easily. They were already a second seed last season. It just comes down to if KD can stay healthy. Overall, I think this is, if I had to say, this is a win-win trade for both sides, depending on how. It really depends on what KD's end of his career looks like in Houston. Hopefully, knock on wood, he doesn't suffer any injuries or anything. He could have a good season, and obviously it depends on Jalen Green's development. If he could reach that all-star potential that I feel like a lot of people have on him, then we talking about this trade in 5 to 10 years could be very interesting to look at. But for now, I think it's a win-win trade for both sides. Both sides got what they wanted, and we'll see how it plays out.